Welcome back, friends. Now we are going to log in into the PCLinuxOS KDE Desktop. So after the installation, this is the first boot. Now we are configuring the time zone and the NTP server. So here you have to configure the root user and as well as the user that you are going to use for logging in. So now you have to select the user that you have just configured, input the password, and then the system will let you log in and the desktop will boot. So now we are logged in into the KDE Desktop. This is a standard KDE Desktop as per specifications of PCLinuxOS, and if you check out, it is a full desktop. So all the KDE applications are installed. So KDE organization comes offers three desktops. One is the minimal desktop, second is the standard or the normal desktop, and third is the full desktop. So this is a full desktop that is being offered. So it is called normal desktop in PCLinuxOS jargon, and there is another Darkstar edition that is minimal KDE install. So that is also available in PCLinuxOS. So first thing what we will do is we will configure the system resolution, because you see the lot of screen estate is now wasted. So we will make it proper. Okay, so there was no issue in the resolution change. There is a plain vanilla blue and black wallpaper. Everything looks neat and fine. There is no lag in the system, absolutely no lag. Only the booting was very slow comparatively than other Linux distros, but once it is booted, you can see it is quite smooth. There is no issue. And on the desktop, you have got this dolphin icon, that is the file manager. At the leftmost side in the bottom panel, there is this application menu. Then you have got the Dolphin file manager icon, the KDE system settings. There is a configure your computer menu. The synaptic package manager is there. The console, that is the KDE terminal, is there. You have got this notifications area. Clipboard is there. Volume control and microphone control is there. Line in, line out. And you can configure the applications that are using the sound card from here. This is the disk and devices, and this is your network manager. And on the rightmost side of the panel, you have got the day, date, time. So what we will do is, first let us check out what is this configure your computer. So you have to input the the root password that we had configured. Okay, so this is the PCLinuxOS control center. So from here you can add or remove the software, and clicking on that, it opens up the synaptic package manager. We will cover the synaptic package manager little later. Let us first check out the control center of PCLinuxOS. Here you can configure your FTP and configure the web server if you have installed the web server on your system. Here you can configure the network services like DHCP, proxy, OpenSSH daemon configuration, configure time and DNS. In the hardware section, you can browse and configure the hardware. So for example, it will show you the list of hardware that is installed. So it is showing me SATA controller. SCSI controller is not there, so it is a virtual block device. So there is a virtual device for the SCSI controller. The USB controller family is there. It is a ICH9 family. The USB ports are given. It will show you the details about the USB host controller. Then the SM bus controller is there. You have got this bridges and system controllers. The hard disk is there. It is a virtual hard disk. DVD-ROM, if it is installed, it is there. Video card. So it is a para virtual graphic card QXL from the Red Hat Technologies. The sound card is there. Processor is there. So it is a Intel Core processor Ice Lake. It is i3 processor 10th generation. Ethernet card is shown. So virtual network device is there. Memory is there. It is also virtual. Keyboard, mouse and controllers. So everything is properly displayed here. It is properly detected. So what I will do is now, is there option to go back or we just shut it down? Okay, so shutting it down, we come back to the main screen. This is the sound configuration. So you can enable the pulse audio from here. You can use the glitch free mode. Let us try to use this. And in the advanced section, you can reset sound mixer to default value. So if something goes wrong, if the configuration is not working or there is any other problem, you can reset your sound mixer to solve that problem. So now I will close this. Now how to set a graphical card. So here you can configure your graphic cards, your monitor, your system resolution. So here you can see, you can manually set any of these resolutions that are available for your monitor, and you can set the color configuration. So right now I have set 16 million colors, that is 24-bit colors. So I will press OK, but it is going off. So maybe yes, now I think it will work. Yes, now it is working. So automatically 24 billion colors are there. There are some more options like disable control alter backspace. There is a graphics card option to enable translucency. You can use hardware accelerated mouse pointer. You can automatically start the graphical interface Xorg upon booting. So that's very good configurations are available for user to do it. Otherwise, you have to do all these things from the terminal. So now I will close this. Very interesting. So it is asking whether to keep the changes because we have done the configuration changes. So we have to say yes. Okay. Now you can set up your keyboard layout also from here. Right now US keyboard is there. Let us search if the Indian keyboard is available. English India. Okay. So it is not, I think, available, but I think we can go search and install it. That is not an issue. And the keyboard type is also there. How many keys? You can even select the manufacturer of the keyboard. So hardware manufacturer list is there. So any keyboard from Fujitsu, Siemens, Diamond, Everex, Genius, Gyration, Happy, HP, Honeywell. So all different manufacturers are given. So you can configure it properly. So now I will say OK and come back. You can set your mouse pointer. So you can choose the type of mouse, universal, any PS2 or USB mouse. You can select the button configuration like 2 buttons, 3 buttons with a wheel emulation, no mouse, serial port mouse, USB mouse, PS2 mouse. So all the configurations are available here. You can set the printer from here. So this is for setting up the printer and the print job queues, and here you have to use this setup printer to set up the actual printer. So right now the printer is not attached to my system, so it will not work. So I will close this, but the feature is given to install the printer, so that's great. So and here you can search for the new printers. I will close this again. Okay, so you can see the application that was searching for printer is called drag scanner. So all these drag applications are from the Mandrake OS. So that is very old and reputed operating system. It was number 3, I think 3 or 4 in 2000s decade. So it is 15-20-year-old system, and you can add a scanner manually. You can share your scanner. So all these options are available. So now what I will do is I will just close this down. In the others, you can set up a UPS for power monitoring. So this is very user friendly. So the user can control all aspects, all features of your operating system from this PC Linux OS control center. So no doubt this is a very old operating system distribution that is in business for I think more than 15 years now. So that's why everything is well developed and everything is working. So you won't see anything that is not working. So the package nut server needs to be installed. So you can say yes. Let us see what happens. So it will install all the applications via the Synaptic Package Manager. So there is no GNOME Software Center or Software Center or any other software center. Only the Synaptic Package Manager is there. So you have to learn how to use Synaptic Package Manager. Synaptic Package Manager is nothing but a graphical package manager. So you can check all the packages graphically. You can search for the packages graphically, install, reinstall. You can resolve the dependencies. You can uninstall the dependencies. Everything is done graphically instead of a terminal. I had only one major issue with PC Linux OS in all these years. I have sometimes used the PC Linux OS on my extra machines. So I got some old machines where I can install the PC Linux OS. It works well. But in one of my tablets, I tried to install PC Linux OS. The installation went okay. But on restart, there was a very loud beep, and one of the speakers of the tablet failed. So there was a very irritating squeaking noise from the speaker on boot up, and then the speaker failed. So only now it is working with just one speaker. So I have a Dolby stereo speakers on that tablet. It is from Lenovo. It is Mix 320 tablet with 2 GB RAM and 32 GB ROM, and everything is very good tablet. It is serving me since last 4 years, but because of this PC Linux OS, one of my speakers stopped working. So I think it will take some more time. I will just close it down. Now let us go over to the system. And here you can manage the system services like authentication. You can manage system services by enabling or disabling that. So let us check out the authentication part. So for authentication, you can use LDAP, Kerberos file, Windows domain, NIS, and the local file. So you can save the configurations to a local file, and that file can be used for all the authentication purposes. So if your system is connected to the Windows domain, you can use the WinBind system to allow the system to retrieve configuration and authenticate users in the Windows domain. Or if your system is connected with the LDAP or the Active Directory service, you can use either the LDAP or the Kerberos file. So that's great. So this is the beautiful thing about PC Linux OS. All the configuration, everything is done in a graphical way. So new users, old users, expert users, everybody will find this system to be very friendly. Then you can manage your system services. So here you can see the different services that are enabled by on the boot. You can enable them on boot or you can disable them on boot. So they will not start when you boot. So everything is there. All you have to just tick or untick the services by choosing them. Even you can stop any service. So if suppose at any time you log into this services and daemons screen and you want to stop any service, you can just click on the select the service and click on the stop button. The service will stop. That's easy. So that is very good on part of PC Linux OS to have all the settings in a graphical way so users can maximize their use of the system. Now you can add the different fonts. You can remove the fonts. Everything is there. You can even get the Windows font. So if you click on here, so I think you have to enable the third-party fonts and the extra fonts to get the Windows font, but you can always install the Windows font. So you can import the Windows font from here. So if I just click it here, you have to just go to the location where the Windows fonts are downloaded, and then you can install it from here using this import fonts functionality. There are some options also. So choose the applications that will support the fonts. So GoScript, LibreOffice. So if you want the new fonts to be used by LibreOffice, you can click it here. If you want the Abbey Word is a minimal word processor. So you can use this to make everybody use the fonts that you have installed or the selected font to be used by AbbeyWord. So AbbeyWord, if you don't want the full application suite to be installed, if you want your system to be minimal, you can use AbbeyWord. It is a word processor, a capable word processor. So instead of using a big heavy office suite, you can use AbbeyWord. So I will now just click it. So this Sans series family font will be now used by all the three applications, that is GoScript, LibreOffice, AbbeyWord and the Genex printers. And if you unkey from here, you cannot use this Sans series font in that unselected application. So that is that much easy for you. Now in the localization, you can manage your date time. So it is loading. So this NTP daemon will come up. It is taking quite long. I will now cancel it. It is taking some time for it to come, or maybe wait for another 1 minute. It is taking quite long, so I will now cancel it. Even it is not able to cancel. Yes, we have to just wait for it to finish loading. There is no other option. Oh, it is taking quite a long time. Okay, so I managed to stop it, and you can manage the localization from here. So there are four configured languages to choose from: English American, English Ireland, English New Zealand, English South Africa. Let us see if English India is available. EN_IN is available. So I think okay, old compatibility, non-UTF encoding. Let us see what happens. Now let us go over to next. Please choose your country. Let us see what is available. India, if yes, India is there, so I will choose India. Please reboot if you have changed the video driver or disabled enabled pulse audio. For all other settings, log out and back and log in back again. Okay, so we have changed the localization successfully. Now you have to view and search system logs. So here you can view or change the system logs. So the system logs will take us some time to load because we are doing it for the first time. So it will take some time to load the logs. So this is just like the journal viewer in OpenSUSE YAST. So the OpenSUSE YAST also allows us to view the journal messages or the journal logs from here. So just like the OpenSUSE YAST. So it will take some time. What we can do is we can cancel this. Open console as an administrator. So the terminal is now open where you can now do any administration related work in your terminal because you are now logged in as a administrator in the terminal. So I will now close this. Here is the user management. So you can create users, remove users, configure the groups that are associated with the users. It is very nice functionality. You can import the Windows TM document and settings. This wizard will help you to import Windows documents and settings in your PC Linux OS. It allows two migration methods. You can either import all documents or settings by copying them from Windows to your home directory or share them between the both operating systems. So this is very nice one. So if you have got a multi-boot system or a dual boot system, you can use this and you can import the Windows documents and settings to your PC Linux OS system. So no Windows installation has been needed. If you have got a dual boot or multi boot where the Windows is there, then it can access the Windows partition and then import the Windows document settings. So this is a very fantastic feature they are given. This is not available, I think, in any other Linux distro. This is only PC Linux OS exclusive. So I will now close this. So we have completed the system part. Now let us go to the network sharing. So here you can access the Windows SMB shares, drives and directories. You can share drives and directories with the Windows SMB systems. So if you want to use this feature, first you will have to install the Samba client package. So and then you can further access the Windows SMB shared drives and directories. So you should have either a network connected Windows system or you should have a Windows on your same system where the PC Linux OS is installed. Now shared, okay, so I think yes, shared drives and directories with the Windows SMB system. So here the package Samba server needs to be installed. So you can make your system as a file server and the rest of the systems will act as a client, and then you can share your files with multiple systems. So for that you require the Samba server and client systems to be installed on the respective machines. So I will now cancel this. Configure the network file system shares, so you can configure it from here. For that you have to install this NFS utils package. Then share drives and directories unique NFS. So here also you require this NFS-utils package to be installed. Now this web DAV, so you can configure the web DAV. That is nothing but the this what we can say, your card. So it is a card directory, so your contact cards and everything or digital cards can be shared. So you can share it from Yahoo service, any email service also you can share the DAVs. So for that DAV FH2 needs to be installed. So I think we have now completed the network sharing. Now let us go over to the local disk. So here you can manage your local disk. So here we are seeing the partition scheme of our system that is installed on the virtual disk. So I will close this. Share your hard disk partitions. Would you like to allow users to share some of their directories? Allowing this will permit users to simply click on share in Conqueror and Nautilus. Custom permit a per user granularity. So you can use this functionality to share some of the files and folders with other users. So you can customize it, no sharing, allow all users, and you can do a custom sharing. That's great. Now we will go over to the security. So you can set up your personal firewall. It is taking some time. The firewall is first time loading into the memory. It is taking some time. Let me just close it once and then restart. Maybe it will now start faster. It is taking some time to install. I don't know. Already 2-3 minutes it has taken. So here it is interesting. You can see here about PC Linux Control Center. So there is copyright with Mandriva SA, copyright with the Magia, and copyright with the PC Linux OS. So I have told you all these Drake applications. So they come from the Mandrake OS. So Mandrake OS is a predecessor to Mandriva and Magia. So Mandriva and Magia are the offshoots of Mandrake OS. So they have taken all those applications and continued to develop it. And PC Linux is also using those applications with the copyright. You can see here. This control center copyright rests with these three entities. So I will not be able to show you the firewall. You see it is still not opening up. Then there are some authentication tools. So here you can specify each of the hardware how to authenticate. So you can specify user password, admin password or no password for the mouse configuration, graphical server configuration, keyboard configuration and the UPS configuration. Similarly for the network, in the network configuration, host definitions, network center and the wireless network roaming, you can specify the type of authentication, that is user password, admin password or the no password option. In VPN proxy and connection sharing also, you can specify the authentication system that you will use. For the system authentications, you can import fonts, logs, services, users, date, clock and time settings. You can similarly specify the type of authentication that you will use. And for the boot, you can specify the user password, admin password or no password. If you do a no password, system will automatically log in into the user that has been configured in the system. That's great. Now we are done with the security. Now let us open the boot. So here you can set up the auto login. So launch the graphical environment when your system start. No, I want to auto login. Yes, I want to auto login with this user. So you can specify the user that will be used to auto login into. So right now the default user is Sam and default desktop is Plasma. So if you have got a multiple desktops installed, you can specify the specific desktop that will be used to log in automatically. So I will now cancel this. So right now the option chosen by default is no, I do not want to auto login. Set up the system boot. So this is interesting. So you can use the grub loader with graphical menu, with text menu, with only this is grub 2. Then you can also use the older grub with graphical menu and the text menu. And Lilo loader was used 15-20 years back when I was in college. So those time it is that Lilo loader was there. Lilo nothing is last in last out. So that was the loader that was used, but it had a lot of problems in the dual boot and multi boot systems. So it had got difficulties with Windows. The grub and grub 2 bootloaders are more friendly with other operating systems, and you can choose the delay before booting in the default image. And there is some advanced bootloader main configurations: enable ACPI, SMP, Epic, and the enable local Epic. So these all bootloader main options we had configured when we did the installation of this PCLinuxOS KDE Desktop, if you remember, or you can check out the installation video again. And there is some next button is there. So here you can select the default system that is going to boot. Either you can by default boot into the recovery mode, or you can boot into the main system. So I will now cancel this, and you can specify whether to probe the foreign OS or not. And this is the arguments for the loader. So it will be a splash quite, so there will be no verbose shown during the booting, or if you remove this, then it will show all the verbose. And this is specifying root is on which UUID. So this is the UUID. So it is a specific ID for each of the partitions. So it is specifying where the root partition is there. So system will directly go to this UUID, that is the root partition, and then it will boot the root partition. And you can specify whether you want to do the audit of the boot. So if you select audit is equal to 1, then it will do the audit of the boot. And you can also resume your sessions using this UUID. Okay, so I will now close this. So we have finished with the control center of PCLinuxOS. So I have got a lot of respect for this PCLinuxOS. It has got a very rich feature available for the new as well as the advanced user. So all the configurations for the system that is required are available in this control center. It is just like the YAST toolkit that is available in the OpenSUSE, Leap as well as Tumbleweed. So this is a fantastic Linux distro, very user friendly, and this will be definitely featuring in our recommended list of Linux distributions. So now I will close this. Now we will take a look at why it is not closing. Interesting, it is not closing. Maybe okay. What we can do is we can minimize this and continue. Now let us try to check out the wallpapers. So only two wallpapers, the default PC Linux OS wallpaper and the safe landing wallpaper is there. So I will apply the wallpaper. So system looks very nice with this wallpaper. And you can of course get new wallpapers by clicking on this link. I will not go in details now. Now let us open the application menu. So by default you got this CPU X application, Desktop is there, system guard is there, console, Xkey and Xterm is there. So let us open the CPU X. It will show the CPU configuration. So here you can check out the CPU configuration. That is showing my 10th generation i3 processor. So it is show all the hardware configuration, hardware capabilities in detail. Okay, you can also do some benchmark test here. Now I will close this. You can install PC Linux OS and then you can play with all these applications. Let us check out the Desktop. That will be interesting. So here you can see it is using just 829 MB out of the 3.84 MB of RAM. Swap is zero usage. 94 tasks are running. 169 threads are running. And system is never lagging. It is all snappy. You can see it's very snappy. There is no issue. Now let us open the K system card. Let us see what is the difference both applications show in the memory usage. Okay, the system is snapping. So we'll get a good comparison. So both are showing exactly same memory usage. So it is highly accurate, 80.84 GB, that is 840 MB, and here it is showing 894 MB. So it's quite accurate. CPU usage, here you can see it is hovering between 0 to 445%. Here also it is same. It is hovering between 0 to 10%. It is here it is showing less CPU usage, and in case system guard it is showing more CPU usage. So there is some difference. Basically it is the difference between how the systems calculate the CPU utilization. There will be always some difference. So now I will close this. Now let us check out the archiving session. So here you got the archiving tool, GR sync. What is this? Let us check out. GR sync is nothing but rsync. So you use this rsync to take a backup of your system. So this is it. So you can take a backup of your system and store the backup in some other partition or on some other network file system. So for that this configuration is there. So you got this default configuration only right now. So you can use this to take backups, and the time shift is there to take the backup. In configuration you can configure your system printer, info center is there, K wallet manager, NTFS configuration tool is there. What is this NTFS configuration tool? Let us check out. So this is a tool to enable the write support for external device. So if you install any if you insert any device with the NTFS file system, then this will enable the write support. So you can write any data to the external device which has NTFS file system, and there is also advanced configuration there. So I have clicked enable write support for external device. So you can write to any external device like a hard disk or a portable hard disk or a USB drive that is inserted in the system. I will close this. Yes. And what is this wireless regulatory domain? Let us check out. So what is that? So I selected the regulatory domain for India. Let us see what happens. Goodbye. Maybe it is registering the Wi-Fi with the regulatory domain set of India. So the Wi-Fi or the wireless modem, it will be registered. What is this redo bootloader? Okay, so here you can basically do the same thing. That is the bootloader main option. You can configure the boot style and everything. K wallet manager. K. Okay, now we in editors only K write is there. So there is no Kate. So if you want to use Kate or you are using Kate, you prefer Kate, you have to install Kate. In file tools, the bleachbit root and bleachbit is installed by default. You have got DD copy also, so you can write any ISO image. So you can create a bootable USB key, you can create a bootable CD DVD, and you can format a USB key device. That's great. For this file light is there, gparted is given, my live USB 4. What is that? Okay. So you can basically create a live USB. So install a USB device, then it will create a live USB image out of your system. So your system, everything will be copied to the live USB, and then suppose what happens is if your system fails, then you can use that live USB to reinstall your system. So basically all the data will also be get restored along with your system. So this is a great tool to have. We will go over to, let us check out the bleachbit also. So it will clean your system, your software package manager, that is apt dash history. It can deep scan and remove the temporary files. It can clear the office history. It can clean the system also. Free disk space, localizations, memory, recent document list, rotated logs, cache, clipboard, everything, all things, system logs, everything it will remove. That's great. Thumbnail cache, X11 debug logs, and basically speed up the system. Show you the file usage. So it is a disk analyzer. So it is kind of analyzer to analyze the usage of your disk and monitor the free space availability. So I will close this. In graphics section, you got Gven view, K color chooser, Krita, Scanlight, and Spectacle is there. Scanlight is your scanning tool. Spectacle is the screenshot tool. Krita is your drawing tool. So you can draw, you can create using this Krita tool. In games, only one game is there. There's the solitaire game is there. In internet section, AnyDesk is a remote desktop client. FileZilla is there. Firefox browser is there. MegaSync cloud storage is there. NitroShare is there. Qubit torrent, Thunderbird email, and Zoom is there. So you can do your creativity. You can create drawings using this. Okay, so I will close this. AnyDesk is there. Let us check out the AnyDesk. So this is the code for this desk. You can share it with your partner, and he will be able to access your desktop using this code, and vice versa also is possible. You can input the code from your partner here, and you will be able to access his desktop. Mega cloud storage is there. So you can keep your documents in cloud and access your documents from any desktop using this Mega desktop app. FileZilla is there. I have used FileZilla in my last company, so it was very good application. It is quite stable, never has any problems. So every 3 or 4 years, you can have expect one major problem. That's it. Otherwise, it is very good. It is very dependable application. So we had a big problem with the FileZilla. The FileZilla servers were out. It occurred only one time in 3 years. So it is very dependable app. So you have to configure the FileZilla server and client here. So for that, it is just a one big video I had to do how to do that. NitroShare is application to share or transfer files between one device to another. So you can use any device to transfer files between them. Thunderbird email is there. Qubit torrent I will not show. It is very common. If you want, I will just show you once. So it is nothing but a bit torrent downloader. And this Zoom is there. So Zoom application is there. Why the Zoom is not opening? I don't know. In Office, you got the K calculator. Okay, so Zoom has opened up. So you can sign in with your Zoom account, and then you can just use it for online meetings. Okay, in Office, you got this Ocular. It is a PDF viewer or document viewer, and the complete LibreOffice suite is there with version 7.3. In Software Center, you got the LibreOffice Manager, Localization Manager that we already checked out. Synaptic Package Manager is there, which will check. VirtualBox additions are there, and VirtualBox Manager is there. So this is the VirtualBox Manager. So you have to input your. So if you want, you can install the Oracle VirtualBox. It is nothing but a virtual machine manager. So I will not do that. So I will close this down. You can check out the localization manager also. It is for localizing your system. So what it will, I think it is automated local addition or what? Let us check out. Okay, yes. So it is offering some languages, locals to be installed. So you can go with Hindi also here. Okay. Now in video section, you got this handbrake, that is video encoder. You got KDE Live, that is a non-linear video editor. MPV media player is there, and the video downloader is there. So let us check out the video downloader. Okay, about video downloader, it is not opening. So you can specify the URL. It will download the video or audio from that URL. Basically that's it. It's very simple functionality, but it is robust functionality. It works. Yes, and then handbrake is there. So you can encode the files. You can change the format, that is the MPG format. You can change the containers of the files, audio video files, from here using this. In sound, you got the K-Wave sound editor, MPV media player, Pithos is there, Pulse audio volume control, Spotify, and the video now. So let us open what is this Pithos. I have seen it for first time. So it is Pandora. You have to configure your email account for the first time, create audio. Okay, what is these are the plugins: 10 band equalizer, auto volume normalization, inbuilt screen procedure. Okay, I think it is some. Oh, without this it is not opening. But I think it is. I think sound recorder of some sorts. Yes, it is a sound recorder. Okay, and it will help you to stream. So you can record and then stream to some of the services like YouTube or Vimeo. And in okay, so we are done. Yes. So this is all typical power manager. So I think we have covered everything. I will just take a look, quick look. Yes, everything is covered. So I will stop the video here. So to conclude, this is one of the best operating systems. It offers a rich set of features in a graphical way. So it is friendly to new as well as advanced users. So you can configure most of the functionality of the Linux system using a graphical control center, that is the PCLinuxOS control center. So it definitely will feature in our recommended list of operating systems or Linux distributions. So I will stop the video here. In the next video, we will check out the XFC or a Mate desktop. So two desktops we are going to check out. See you in the next video. Bye.